Is YouTube advertising a good digital marketing strategy for your business? Well, the answer is yes. Yes, it is. Because regardless of what business, market, or industry you're in, YouTube ads are easily one of the most cost-effective and potentially profitable forms of advertising available to you today as a business owner, entrepreneur, or digital marketer. Sure, YouTube advertising does have some associated challenges and some barriers to entry, mostly the video part, but that's a good thing because it keeps other people out and it keeps it a little less competitive, meaning costs stay low and potential return on investment stays nice and high. And that's what this video is all about, helping give you the tools and strategies and tactics to succeed with YouTube ads today. Hey there, my name is Erhart, marketing strategist, and welcome to The Marketing Show. With so many different online marketing tools and advertising networks and social media networks in general, why even take a look at YouTube ads today? Well, over my years and after nearly a decade of running all kinds of different ads, including Facebook ads and Instagram ads, LinkedIn ads, Taboola and Outbrain, Google ads, also Bing and Yahoo, Spotify, I've run a lot of ads and I'm just absolutely in love with YouTube ads right now for a number of reasons that I'm going to cover very shortly, as well as arming you with the tools you need to succeed on the platform today. Now, like all ad platforms, there are some good things and some bad things associated with YouTube advertising. The good things being a lot of the reach and the targeting options and the freedom and the control and the potential profitability. The bad things being all of those barriers to entry, including the fact that it's run on the Google Ads interface, which is a little harder to use than, say, Facebook or Instagram ads, as well as the fact that to run YouTube ads, you kind of need a video. But one of the biggest reasons that I want to push you in the direction of at least taking a look at YouTube advertising is simply because one is the most dangerous number in business. Whether this is having one product or service, one kind of offer, one kind of business model, or one kind of traffic channel or advertising platform, whether it means that all of your advertising is taking place on Facebook or Instagram or wherever else, it does make sense to eventually diversify that traffic, especially if it's on Facebook or Instagram, because they're going through a massive cull right now and closing all kinds of different ad accounts, denying different ads, disabling different ones for all kinds of different perceived infractions. But enough fear mongering, let's get into the good stuff, starting with one of the biggest reasons that YouTube ads are such a powerhouse, and that is that they are built on the power of Google. You see, Google owns YouTube. And this is amazing because Google is an incredibly powerful search engine, as we all know, and a lot of the algorithms, a lot of the data, a lot of the way that it's designed and it operates, well, that trickles down into YouTube, meaning that you can get a 1-2 punch by understanding and leveraging SEO or search engine optimization tactics and applying those to all of your YouTube videos. Also, more importantly, on the context of YouTube advertising is the fact that YouTube ads are run through the Google Ads platform. So this is very similar to Facebook ads and Instagram ads. Because Facebook owns Instagram, anytime you want to run an Instagram ad, you do it through the Facebook Ads Manager. Pretty much the same thing applies over here on Google and with YouTube. Anytime you want to run a YouTube ad, you do it through the Google Ads Manager. Sounds a bit confusing, but it's actually incredibly good because the Google Ads Manager and the Google Ads dashboard and the ability to do keyword targeting and create all kinds of different audiences and set up pixels and conversions and all of the nerdy high-level stuff, well, this is an amazingly powerful tool and it's been around for a very long time. So it's robust, it's detailed, and it provides you an incredible amount of control. There's also the added benefit of spending the time and investing the resources and energy into learning the Google Ads platform, because whether you just want to do this in order to run YouTube ads and get better results there, or whether you want to add another tool to your toolkit and essentially learn Google Ads, which is going to come in handy later because they're not going anywhere anytime soon, and Google Ads are also an incredibly powerful advertising tool. Another reason that YouTube advertising and the fact that it's powered on the back of the Google Ads Manager is such an amazing thing to have here is because it's triggered by search intent. Now, rather than a discovery platform like Facebook or Instagram, where someone just shows up and starts scrolling through their newsfeed, not necessarily searching for anything, well, Google and YouTube, people typically go there with intent, with the desire to search something out, to type in a few keywords, and they want content that is delivered to them in relation to those keywords. This is amazing for you as an advertiser because what it allows you to do is to tailor and to target your YouTube ads directly in in front of people who are showing an explicit interest or desire, or sort of the desire to go out there and get more information. This is huge. I mean, just think about it for a second. You've got the option here to find somebody that's looking for, say, fitness products, and then put fitness products right in front of them. Or you've got somebody who's looking for car parts, and then you can go and put car parts right in front of them. This is incredibly powerful. All right, so let's talk about another reason that you want to start looking at YouTube ads, and you probably want to do it sooner than later, and that's all about supply and demand. You see, most of the online advertising platforms are run on very simple supply and demand economics. Essentially, there's a certain amount of supply, and then there's a certain amount of demand from advertisers, and there's a limited amount of space on the platforms, meaning that the more people want to advertise on the platforms, the higher costs are going to be. This is exactly why we've seen costs with Facebook ads and Instagram ads and even good old-fashioned Google ads rise dramatically over the past few years. People have realized these are pretty powerful advertising tools, so they flood the market with dollars and they buy up all the real estate, making costs go through the roof. Well, thanks to all of the barriers to entry with YouTube ads, again, namely that video part, the supply and demand curve is still pretty much in our favor, meaning that we're in the golden era of YouTube ads. Meaning, again, that while they are a little trickier to use than, say, Facebook ads or Instagram ads, they're actually a lot easier to use today than they ever have been before. Not a lot of people know that, however, which means that the supply still exists, which gives you ample time to kind of go in there and start buying up some real estate, start testing different ads and different targeting options, and really trying to crack the code on a winning YouTube advertising campaign. Okay, so with all that said, what are the strategies behind a profitable and successful YouTube advertising campaign? Well, it comes down to 3 different parts, starting with targeting. The first thing you really want to do, whether we're talking about YouTube ads or Google ads or Facebook ads or Instagram ads or any of them, is really dial in your ideal target market. That perfect person, that ideal customer that you really want to serve. Their demographic details like age, gender, income, occupation, title, things like that. Their geographic details like what city or state or province or country they live in. And their psychographic details like what are their attitudes, their interests, their beliefs, their affiliations, or anything like that. The more clear and the more specific and the more detailed that you're able to really clearly define that ideal customer avatar, the better that your targeting is going to be able to be. Also, when it comes to YouTube advertising, you're going to want to do some real deep keyword research and find out what search terms are they typing in? What are the keywords that they're using so you can make sure that your ad appears in front of people searching for those terms. All right, the second component to success is all about messaging. With a YouTube ad, probably no surprise here, but you have a very limited time span, normally about 5 seconds, to hook them, to grab their attention, and to make sure that they don't click that scary little skip button. That one right there. This is why the beginning of your YouTube ad should call out your ideal target market directly. Get right to them, let them know that this is for them, and let them know if it's not for them, so all of the people that you don't want to be watching your ad and wasting your money, well, they can click skip and you won't be charged for the ad. After all, there's absolutely no point in paying for an ad that is irrelevant or totally not for the kind of person that you don't even want it to be for. So again, the key here is to hook your ideal target market quickly, make sure you're being direct, make sure that you're saying something relevant, make sure you're saying something intriguing, really craft out that ad, hook them in so they'll watch the ad and then take action. All right, and then the third step to success is really figuring out your budget. Now, different businesses and different companies and different markets and industries are going to want to set different budgets, and they're going to have different objectives for their YouTube advertising. Could be something like acquiring an email address in exchange for a lead magnet, could be getting somebody to watch a webinar, could be getting someone to walk into a store for a brick and mortar location. Whatever it is, you want to be very clear about what objective you're trying to achieve, and then making sure that you've got a sufficient budget for that. For example, if you're simply trying to collect an email address in exchange for a lead magnet, well, then you can probably budget a few bucks, maybe 5, maybe 10 at most, in order to get that lead. On the other hand, if you're trying to make a purchase directly, well, you're going to need to be spending a whole lot more, and you probably want to build out a proper marketing funnel, but that's another story entirely. On the other hand, if your goal is just simple general brand awareness, well, this is by far the easiest form of YouTube ad to run, but also keep in mind, it's not really trackable, it is questionable on the effectiveness. That said, it is a really easy and nice and clean way to get started with YouTube advertising. So if you have a certain kind of business, which I'm going to cover next, this is going to be the perfect one for you to run. All right, so when it comes to running YouTube ads, I'm gonna break them into two different kind of categories: ads for local businesses and ads for online businesses. Now, like I just mentioned, if you're going to be running brand awareness ads, where your goal is to simply reach as many people as you possibly can and make sure that they know about your business, well, this is going to be best served for that local business. So let's dive into that one first. If you have a local business, you're in really good shape, because running YouTube ads targeting your local area, even if your messaging is a little bit off, they're still gonna work really well. And a large portion of this simply comes down to that supply and demand, but also the fact that probably none of your competitors are doing this. And if they are doing it, they're probably not doing it well. I can say that pretty confidently after analyzing and auditing a ton of different businesses over nearly a decade of doing this. Most local businesses aren't running YouTube ads, and those that are really don't know what they're doing that well. Your mission here is to simply get in front of a camera, call out your ideal target market, talk about a pain that they may be experiencing, talk about how your business is uniquely positioned to solve that pain, give them a call to action at the end, directing them with the next step to do, put $10 to $20 a day behind this ad, send it out to your market, and your job is done. Done. All right, so now let's talk about an online business. If you have an online business, then you've probably run or at least considered running Facebook ads or Instagram ads. So what you're gonna find here is your experience is going to be similar, but there's gonna be one key differentiator that's going to really allow you to knock it out of the park, and that is probably unsurprisingly the quality and the caliber of your video. Now, when I'm talking about quality and caliber, I'm not talking about audio quality or lighting or Hollywood production style. I'm talking about the quality and the caliber of the message behind it. How well you're able to communicate, how well you're able to deliver the pains, how well you're able to build rapport and build trust very quickly and get them to take the next action. The beauty here, however, is that compared to Facebook and compared to Instagram, where competition is at an all-time high and the rules are incredibly strict, you've got a little more freedom and a little more creative flexibility with YouTube ads. You can kind of push the boundaries a little bit more, say a few more things that you might not get away with on Facebook and Instagram, as well as, again, it's all about that supply and demand, and we are in that golden area of YouTube ads, meaning most online businesses have not pursued this as a viable strategy yet, leaving the door wide open for you with a lot more real estate that you can buy up for pennies on the dollar. YouTube advertising is amazing, but there's also some other really great options that you need to be aware of, which is why the next thing you're going to want to do is check out the video I have linked up right here on how to advertise for a small business. So make sure to check that out now, and I'll see you in the next episode. This is why when it comes to advertising, probably one of the most important things you need to think about is, what am I trying to sell here? What is my core